prison. And it's like you was the one who was really gonna make it.
I feel like everything in life, like you said, testimonies. You're gonna keep going through stuff if you're not learning your lesson.
That's true.
I felt like God kept hitting me harder and harder. Like it'd be a slap on the wrist the first time, but the more you don't understand the lesson that's supposed to be delivered, the harder it's gonna hit you every single time. Because God want to put you on the right course. So I feel, I feel that a lot. But people be like, oh yeah, I can't believe this happened. Find a lesson, because I hate people be like, oh, this was pointless. Or I wasted this time. Or this was like, why did this happen? Everything happens for a reason. If you feel like it was just, then you need to dive deeper into the message that was supposed to be received there, because everything is a lesson. No, you didn't lose them. God removed them.
Yo, the Doski. Hey, man, we glad to be on another podcast. This is the Rising Royalty Podcast, you know what I'm saying? The greatest podcast in the 317, powered by Numbers Media Group. Give another hand clap, man, for Andrew Hunt. Man, we ain't giving him a hand clap yet. Yeah, all blessings, all blessings. Shout out to everybody on live right now. Feel me, checking us out. So I have the illustrious, the one of a kind, the entrepreneur of the year. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and introduce yourself, Atiyyah Radford.
Ooh, I like how you was introducing it. Well, I do quite a bit. I'm trying to just bring the community together. I do a little bit of everything, but I'm passionate about all of it. I love stage work. I like bringing people together. So I model. I'm an actor, comedian. I got a production company where we put skits together, short films. I do a lot of plays with a lot of individuals in the Naptown area. So people who's looking for opportunity, I'm there for all of it. And as well, we got nonprofits together, bring the youth together, make sure we help build a better community, because people talk about change, but they don't do anything to do it. So we do a little bit of it all, but we're here to talk about it and show what it really takes to make it happen.
All right, bet. I love all that, for real. I love all of it. You know what I'm saying? You've definitely been an inspiration to me, and I'm sure plenty of people in the 317. So let's go ahead and take a moment. I want to know who you are, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes. So we're going to start out with, like, what were your hardships in early childhood? Like, you know, fresh out the womb, still got the Similac on your lips. Man, what's going on in life?
And that's hard, because people look and they judge, but it's been hard. Like, my main thing is just keep pushing. Starting off with, I lost my father early, single mother. It was about 6, 7 of us that she was raising. 5 brothers, 1 sister. So I was like, she did her best to make sure we had all the adequate skills to really keep pushing us in life, because life is hard. You get one of them, but if you come equipped, you can make the best of it. So my mother promoted a lot about education. So growing up, I was looked at more like as the ghetto hood child, had a lot of mental things I had to go through, dealing with the deaths, dealing with making sure, I guess growing up, I was trying to compete with making sure I was there with my brothers and stuff. Yeah. So going through that, going through hardships, like fast forward forward, I've been homeless about 3-4 times. But I was like, you just got to keep going.
Man, are we talking? Okay, so I like to go through the whole life story. So we was just in the early childhood. Was that like around when you were a teenager, or were you already an adult when you was going through that, the homelessness?
It was teenage. That was around, my first time was 17.
So then, just to summarize for all the viewers, then we're talking like, you know, early childhood, you lose your father, you know, but your mom's still trying to push you guys to be the greatest that you can be. You're in a full house, you know, so you got a lot of brothers and sisters, but you're more, you know, still a black sheep of sorts, you know, doing your own thing. And sometimes that's a little bit more negative than positive. So then when you talk about homelessness in your teenage years, was that just one of the main struggles that you were struggling with? And are we talking early teens, late teens? Like, break that down for us. What was your teenage years like?
Well, okay, I'm gonna get to that, because we talk about the beginning. Y'all be shocked. I don't think I've ever said this anywhere I've been, But all honesty, struggling. Well, I'm diagnosed with quite a bit. Me, I was biting teachers and stuff as babies. I didn't.
Bro was
I didn't. I didn't talk until I was like 4 or 5. So I guess was my way of communicating. I was biting. I was horrible. That's what I'm very proud about everything. Like everything as I keep going farther into how life been, everything I'm grateful about everything because I was a difficult child. But my mama was strong on me. Like literally I did everything. I was stealing car keys when I was a little kid. Knew I couldn't drive. Fundraisers, like when we had field trips, we'd be like turn in the money. Yeah. This is me being like 8 to 10. They'd be like turn in the fundraising money. I had my girlfriend hand me her money, and I stole all of it. I did.
Man, he's a savage.
And I got caught right away though. Like they ended up checking me, but like growing up, like literally, I don't know what was my issue. I was just horrible, but. It was just
gang said I had no vendetta. This was natural bred rage.
I think that's what really built to everything that I was going through. Cause hey, my thing is people get mad at how people look at you, but you build your own little case. Like so, I was horrible. So as I got older, I was always put in the bad light, but it was because of what I did and things that I've done that changed people's opinions and really looked at it like it was on me. Cause like it's like if you keep lying and then when you're telling the truth. You can't be mad at them that they don't believe you.
Yeah.
Because you did it. You was lying all the time. So half the time when I was growing up, I was doing bad things. And when I was trying to do good, it wasn't looked at as is because I was horrible. So
that's deep.
When I hit around, 17 or so, that's when I was homeless. And it was like, even then,
How did that happen? Are we talking about a freak accident? Are we talking about you got kicked out? Are you talking about you left? You was like, I'm a man now.
So my thing is, let's start with this. I was in college at that time too, because I did an early college. Like when I said, my mother pushed education heavy, so I actually couldn't do sports because the school itself is Ben Davis University. You know when you want to check them out. You graduate.
Ben Davis.
Yeah. With the university, you graduated an associate's degree. So I was big on doing that. Like my mother advocated for it, but my main thing was just in case I got somebody pregnant, I had an associate's degree to fall back on.
Yeah.
So I was doing that, and I kept working 2 jobs since I was 16. So I was really just trying to stay out the way, change my method of always getting in trouble. I was like, if I just work, I won't get in trouble. But I already had that bad image on me. Yeah. So when I came around 17, I had my first love living with me and my mother, because my mother is a big advocate of trying to change people, like help, because a lot of people don't help the community. So when she sees somebody struggling, she don't mind bringing them in, sheltering them. That's actually what we do with our business as well. Sheltering them, educating, and helping them keep blossoming because family is what you created to be. So when she moved in, I guess her and my mother got into it. And my fault, I was trying to upset my mama, but my mom was like cold.
He's trying to upset her?
Yeah, but she's like cold stone, like single mother, a lot of boys. Cold stones. I was like, what could I do to upset her? So I told her I was gonna kill myself because I knew she loved her kids.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
I went to a little mental hospital for a little minute, but when I got out, I ended up getting back into it with her because she offered some other stupid stuff. So she asked, oh, shorty, my girlfriend to leave, but I was like, nah, I'm not just gonna kick her out. I'm going to. So at that given time, I was about 3 weeks. It was about 2 months from graduating. So at that given time, was saving up. I was getting all my stuff together. I had everything because I'm a big planner. So I had a couch in my bedroom. I had dining room table ready in my bedroom. But when I got kicked out, at that given aspect, man, I went from sleeping in cars, but I'm telling you, like my 16th birthday was a job. Then I doubled up and got 2 within the next couple months. So my 18th birthday was a house. So I literally went from sleeping in the car until as soon as I hit 18, getting in my own little spot. Okay. And with that, I'll tell you, life has been nothing but trials and tribulations. So I was like, when we went there, I just kept getting hit in the face. That's how I can say it. I kept striving. I kept trying to strive. I kept striving, because everything is a lesson. Everything
for real.
So I was like, I was doing all kinds of jobs. That's why I say don't limit yourself. Don't just count yourself out because it's not something you necessarily want to do. My mother was a firm believer on that. If you do anything, don't half-ass it.
Well, I really like. I'm really loving your story already in so many different ways. You just hearing your story really has been a blessing to me already. I'm not sure about what viewers, like all the different viewers that might be tuning in, gonna tune in, that are gonna hear this. But to hear your story, I think is easily one of the most inspiring for me personally, is because that's something I've been struggling with my son. I grew up very privileged to have a mother who was very big on, pushing intelligence and stuff, and my son, like, he's not been talking right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's 3 years old, and I'm expecting him to be able to, yes, sir, how are you doing today? Can I please go outside? That's what I'm expecting from him. And he's like, bye-bye. Like, he doesn't want to go outside. He wants to go bye-bye. Like, the baby talk is a lot for me, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's because, I can't see far down the road. So it's crazy because I'm looking at you, and as you were saying, like, bro, I wasn't even talking. I was biting teachers, and it's like, bro, you're you, like, you're dope. So it's like, bro, immediately gave me, I was like, I'm probably being too hard on my little head. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wouldn't say that because we go farther down, but that's why I started teaching and stuff, because stuff like that, some parents, I hope you don't, but some parents just give up or be like, well, it's okay, they can do that because they can't. No, they can't.
Yeah, that's what I be thinking to myself. I'm like, bro, he can speak. Like the only reason he's not speaking is because he's not in the environment where where people are consistently nurturing him to speak. It's just like, oh, he's not speaking, so we gon', we gon' hear what we can hear from him, and then we gon' sit him in front of a TV. Like, no, teach him how to speak. Like, that's what I be thinking to myself, you know what I'm saying? That I want him to be able to do these things, but I think that's just affected my relationship with him, because instead of I feel like even on my own part, instead of being able to lovingly nurture him into that, then I've been like, oh, well, he's just not like me. So it's like, he's just gonna be different. Like, we're not gonna be the same. Like, we're not gonna be homies like I thought we was, like, because I'm just real deep. Like, I started college at 16, and I was the kind of person who, like, while all the other kids were into, like, video games and stuff when they was real young, like, I was learning string theory at, like, 6. Like, I was learning quantum mechanics before people knew it existed. So it's like, yeah, I was a nerd, bro.
I just say find different ways to deliver, but my thing is, at this point, don't even look at it as trying to be their friend or none of that, because out of everything, I was like, me and my mother, we close as hell now. Yeah. But she wasn't there to try to be my best friend. She knew it just took extra work. That's why, like, you stay on them more, you try different methods that might work with them, and then stay on it and make sure you educating yourself more ways of dealing with them. And then they might hate you because you own their ass. You want to, but it's because you care. Yeah. So you get them to where they need to be. Like, now I'm this, and now all that extra stuff that I had against my mama because of the extra work she had to do to me. Yeah. We close as hell now because now I know that she fucking cared. That's why she did all that extra.
As my boy Ollie would say, was goody. I'm not sure if y'all tapped in yet, but this is a City Flooders hat. If you want your logo, your brand, you got a cup, you got a chain, you got a hat, you got a shirt, just go ahead and reach out to me in the comments below, or you can hit my inbox. Peace.
I was like, yeah.
All right, man, yeah.
That's why I like working. Like, when I started teaching, I did the special needs and stuff, because a lot of teachers I see nowadays give up on the kids. Like, oh, no, they just, no, find a different way to work with that kid. You guys just got to understand them, learn, do more research, try different methods, or just do a firm method that they're going to get it. Just stay with that in your mind.
And that's how I feel. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, bro, like, one of the, like, this just happened this morning. That's why I'm glad we're having this conversation now. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm like, almost, like, I'm doing everything but screaming at this little man, bro. Because I'm looking at him and he's like, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, A.
Baby time.
I'm like, I draw the A. And I said, what is that? He said, it's an A. And I said, now draw it. It's 3 lines. I'm talking about for like an hour. I'm sitting there, draw it. It's 3 lines. And he get real close to the paper, make a couple scribbles. I'm like, no, it's an A. I need you to draw the A. And then I'd show him. He even held my hand and we draw the A. And then I'm like, now you draw one.
You're dope.
And like, bro, like, I'll do everything that it takes, because it's like, for other people, I looked at my son and I said this to him, and I'm sure there'll probably be a memory he remembers down the road. But I looked at him and I said, it's unfortunate that all of the adults in your life, they look at you and they care more about you being cute and you talking like this than they care about you being presentable. Then they care about you excelling. They don't care about you excelling as much as they just love to hear you say, I want to go bye-bye. Like they want to hear that. And it's like, I want to hear you grow. I want to see your evolution, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I start to feel bad sometimes for that because I'm around so many women who are around him and they just, I understand their necessity to nurture. I understand it. But me as a man, I want to see my little man turn into a bigger little man, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be feeling bad for just even having that feeling sometimes just because I've let it go on so long that now I'm angry about it. So it's like now I just want to be like, stop talking to him like that. Like everybody just talk to him like he's a human. Like, so then he talks like a human. Like, do not let him maintain this baby. Because then also the adults get mad when he acts like a baby. But you're treating him like a baby. You're nurturing him like a baby. And you're like, well, why don't you understand stuff? Well, I look at him in his face and I'm like, you know what I'm talking about. Yep. And he's like, what? And then and then I'll say, close the door. And now all of a sudden you know how to close the door. But a couple seconds ago, you was clueless on what that meant.
Because everybody just let him go. Yeah.
Just let him do whatever he wants.
That's why we still need that village. That's what people keep lacking. They be thinking it's just on the two parents that had them or anything. It's the village because everybody around affects how the baby develops.
That's true.
That's why, like, even when it comes to careers and stuff, if you want to blossom off, you have to watch who's around you, what everybody else morals and ambitions are. Because if they lazy individuals, they won't be there to motivate you higher. Or if they think it's okay to do this, they're not gonna help advocate for your kid in the best way for them. Because I always tell them, it don't matter what's going on in your head or nothing. None of that is an excuse when you get out in life. That's what kills me. Some people be like, oh, anger issues, just let them do that. Oh, this, you would be in jail. Because that doesn't. It's us. It's on the village to make sure we help keep everybody out of jail. Because I'm kidding you now. This is why jail rate, like incarceration, is going up. This is why killings are going up. Because everybody's just making exceptions. They're just cool with everything and then wonder why we got babies raising babies practically.
Yeah.
Because that's how everybody thinking now. Because everybody want to just be nurturing everybody. Now, kid you not, you need that toughness. That toughness is what builds one another.
You do. And that's what I was thinking. Like, you know, it was unfortunate that, you know, it got like this. But I mean, like, literally, bro, like, there was a time that I told my son no. We were in church this morning. I tell my son no. Amen. My wife looks over at me and, like, no, looks over at him. The pastor just said, read the Bible. She goes to sit down and like hug this man or something because I told him no and he reached out to her. And I said, please get up and read that Bible. Like, it's like he cannot feel it. I'm thinking to myself in a broader aspect. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay. I was like, he's thinking right now, if dad is being a dad, while he's trying to teach me something, while he's trying to tell me something, I can run to her and then do whatever I want to do. Yep. And no, all I got to do is show her is a sad face. If I'm sad, ooh,
now you in trouble.
She's gonna come over here and nurture me. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, bro, no, like that is not how it's supposed to be. Like, no, like first of all, if the pastor says read the Bible, I don't care what he wants to do. Now it's time to read the Bible. As for me and my house, amen. So it's
You're
like,
married?
Yeah. Fully grown. Okay. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's beautiful, real. Actually. And then y'all pushing. I'm glad to hear you talking about things like this too, because dang.
Yeah, bro. I'm 26, bro. I'm 26. That's the thing. I'm not about to be no, you know, oh man, look, I'm a wildcat. Like I'm out here doing like, no, bro, like strong families, that's what the devil doesn't want. You know what I'm saying? Amen. Like strong men, that's what the devil doesn't want. And that's what he's been getting. He's been able to, you know, turn up. I ain't gonna lie. In this fourth inning of humanity, you know, before Yeshua comes back, he's been able to turn up. But it's like at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna be one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I really do try to lead, you know, the best example that I can. And a lot of this, stuff about my personal life. That's what I'll be putting out in my podcast. You know what I'm saying? So then when people go back and watch it, they'll hear the story. You know what I'm saying? They'll understand, like, these are strong men or whatever it may be,
Or it might educate them on how to properly deal with things, because parents is not there to be your friend. They're there to get you successful, make sure you don't have problems like them. Because kids, parents make mistakes, but it's to keep your kids from falling down the same route, or at least educate them on better ways to deal with it, not just, let them go by. So I was like, we need stuff like that, because you're preparing, because life is difficult, and it's only going to get more difficult, especially if trouble is there. But my thing is, hey, I kid you not, this kind of stuff, watch how far he go. Watch how far, because everything that holds you back in life is just a barrier the harder the barrier, that means the stronger your presence when you get over it. So my thing is, I kid you, like, all the stuff that I battle with is like superpowers for me now. Like ADHD, all that stuff, it makes you adequate to deal with a lot of different things at once when you get over it, except just saying, oh, well, it's okay, he's just like that. No, when you learn how to deal with it, when you get your kids to the point where now they like, okay, I'm acting like this, let me do this. When they learn, it's like a superpower. They're going to be way stronger than anybody, because a lot of people just accept them like their self as they are.
Exactly. And that's the thing. That's why I really, I understand what needs to happen. That's why I'm in the process now of purchasing my own first abode. So I can literally, like, he'll have his own room, and like, it'll be a situation where there is zero electronics. Like, I'm gonna give him the same atmosphere I had. So the atmosphere that I had was an atmosphere where there's literally just books. So there's infinite knowledge to your disposal. You will never be bored. The second I teach him how to read and write, now you have access. The next thing that'll happen, you'll immediately, you wake up, you open up your eyes. And now, like, I even want him to have one of those little anatomy things, where it's like half human, half bone and stuff. So it's like he'll just have all of these things all over his room, where it's immediately all this knowledge to absorb. And I'm not going to put him in a position where he can just sit and absorb entertainment all day. Because I think he's had enough of that in the first 3 years of his life. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm taking notes, because I got my stepkid now, autism and stuff. It's the ways that this can help me.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you, like, most people, they immediately assume that, they're acting up. It's because, like, I need to entertain them. This is the easiest way to entertain them. Yes, it is, but it is not the most successful way to entertain, because they can't stay entertained. Social media is meant to grab your attention for a second. For just a couple seconds and then move on. Couple seconds. Yep. It's not meant to, like, just sit there and, like, literally absorb. After so long absorbing this thing, then, like, you're not able to just sit there and consistently, what's it called? You're not able to, like, divulge information slowly. So it's like, that's what I'm going to give back to my son pretty much, when he moves into my house. Like, okay, now you have information where it's like, there's 500 pages. So he's just going to be used to in taking in a whole bunch of information over time, rather than like taking in 7 seconds of information, like scrolling and not learning anything. That's what I'm saying. Entertaining himself, but not retaining anything. Yeah. So that's really what I'm trying to, that's what I'm really trying to create for my little mans. But I do understand that I got to get him to write that A. Like, that's just step one. Like,
one step at a time. Yep.
For real. But I'm willing to put the work in. So like I said, hearing your story was very inspiring, because it's like, I'm not God. So it's like, I couldn't see from a third person perspective. I was just getting angry, bro. Angry. Like, I was ready to rage at this little man. Like, he repeating little sentences and not consistently not, achieving. But now I know, like, yeah, like, it may not be perfect the first time on the first day that I did it. But if I keep doing this,
progress,
then yeah, there will be progress. You know what I'm saying?
Get one line down to get the second. Oh,
for real.
I like that.
Real. But to go ahead and move forward a bit, man, we stayed on that topic for a minute. But what hard lessons did you learn in adulthood? For those who don't know, Rise and Royalty Podcast is powered by Numbers Media Group. if you have a podcasting idea or you just want to network, you want to lock in with us, go ahead and reach out to us using our contact information in the description below. Like, what hard lessons did you learn in adulthood? Like, so at 18, you've now moved into your house. So from then until now, what's been like the struggles, the trials and tribulations?
I would say, like, to reiterate, I would say main thing is watch who you around. If you really have bigger plans, watch who you around and watch your way of thinking on things, because I feel like a lot of people in these time of day, they think everything a necessity. They think because Billy Bob is doing it, that's how that should be going. Because they doing it this way, that's how it should go. And find your mojo. And what I had to figure out, you can make anything happen. You're the biggest prospect of yourself. Like, you can't just say, I can't do this, I can't do this. You got to speak everything to an existence. So you got to learn how to hold back. Like, people think everything is a necessity. You don't need those clothes. You don't need to get it that way. You don't need to go out to eat a lot. You don't need. So my biggest lesson is like, hey, really consider everything you're doing. Consider everybody's around you, because your life, you only get one. And when it comes to hardships, it's the people who are more open-minded are the ones that's actually there for you. Like, to go in depth, like, if you're hanging out with people who's just lazy, when you going through a big thing, they won't be there for you, or they won't motivate you to get up. Because some people be like, well, go ahead, relax, do this. But you got bills to pay.
Yeah.
Watch who you're around. That's my biggest lesson, because when watching who you're around, that can change your whole your whole view about how to go about things. Because certain people be like, yo, go ahead, just chill. But those real ones that's around, the real ones, they'll be like, hey, you got bills to pay. Get up. I know you sad. You can deal with that, but you have to keep moving.
That's real.
Or, hey, yeah, you can save $5 a day. So my biggest is watch who you're around and watch your way of thinking. Learn yourself, because I always say nothing is a negative trait. Nothing is a negative trait. And that took me a long time to get down, because everybody always looked at me like I was bad. Because it is, I'm horrible. No. What you do is learn yourself to the T, to the point, to the T, because they call me
T.
But because if you learn yourself, you're like, okay, like for me, for example, I was bullied a lot because I didn't speak up for myself. So as I got older, around junior year, now I get a lot of trouble because now I speak up too much. And I always think somebody's trying to attack me. Everything is an attack against me. So knowing myself, I'm like, okay, usually I'll go off the rails when I feel like somebody's attacking my character. So now for me, since I know that, I'll be like, I will put myself in the wrong first. So if somebody says something, I start like losing my mind, like I'm probably tripping because I know I'm more sensitive on stuff like this. If you know you got like anger issues, work on why, and then work on ways to deal with it. Or if it's something that seems like you, like certain things, I'm telling you, it's you. If certain things, if it's just you, just work with it. Like me being more sensitive about dealing with stuff like that. Now I know that, so I found a better way to deal with it. Nothing's an issue. If you know you're sensitive there, take the necessary steps to get around that hurdle. Because don't be like, oh no, I'm just angry all the time. No, you're not. You're not. Just find the underlying issue there. And either if you can fix it by doing like some people ADHD, get a fidget spinner, then get that. But if you find out that you're just that hyper, find a way to deal with it. But stop hating yourself about things that's going on with yourself. But ain't nobody gonna improve your life but you. And the biggest way to do so is accepting yourself. And a lot of people don't accept themselves. So I was like, if you accept yourself, you can really tackle the problem at hand.
I agree. And I mean, those are some very important lessons to take in adulthood. As you embark in adulthood, going through life, there are a multitude of, trials and tribulations that you're going to have, especially as an artist or a creator of any sort. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and people don't realize this, but I guess I'll just be the first to say, we were the misfits. Like they used to call us misfits. When we're younger, we're misfits. Now, when we're older, if we're still doing the same thing, they call us creators. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? If anybody ever was confused or like who we are, what we do, you know, that's what we are. Like, you know, I don't want anybody to ever be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, so and so is the way that he is because, you know, he's weird, he's different, he's never gonna, you know, the more naysayers that we have, that essentially just turns us into, you know, whatever we become in the future. You know what I'm saying? So these are real life trials and tribulations that the average creator goes through. You know what I'm saying? There's, you know, we might do the most audacious things. We might, you know, we create our own messes in life. You know what I'm saying? Just like anybody else. But you know, as a creator, then I do sympathize and empathize, which is super hard for me, but I do both of those when it comes to listening to your story, because it's like I'm that, you feel me? I'm the black sheep, like the people who I feel like a lot of times are supposed to understand me the most, like they just don't. Like it's like I'll go through the same emotional circles and like it doesn't make sense to them. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just a different breed. You know what I'm saying? We're normal to us, but we're like a conundrum to the world around us. Because like we're crazy, but we're sane. You know what I'm saying? We're chaos, but we're peace.
Absolutely, we love
so
being
it's
around
like,
us.
for real, you know. So you know, I definitely second that advice that, you know, you definitely need to find your superpowers. And the best way to find them is to figure out what people are calling your disorders, what people are calling your ailments, what the things that people are saying are holding you back. Then those are usually, you know, even when it comes to, you know, a more spiritual way of looking at it, in the Bible. No, not in the Bible, just in church recently. I've heard a lot that people say that, you know, your trials and tribulations are your testimony. Like that's its purpose. These things is the purpose of these ailments in your life is a testimony. So you have to be able to look at the bad parts of yourself, understand them, and then figure out how to make them good, you know, figure out like, oh, like, yeah, I did have to lose so many friends, you know what I'm saying? But I had to lose them and then to get here. You know, I had to understand that they were like this and that they were holding me back in this way. That's what most people do. They'll end up in a position where they'll be like, oh, like I'm taking the whole gang with me. Like I'm going up to the sky. Like we all gonna be stars. And they'll get 2-3 years in. You know, so and so's in jail. You done beef with 30 cats because you feel me. The homeboy's been starting stuff at every club, and now you sitting in prison. And it's like you was the one who was really gonna make it.
I feel like everything in life, like you said, testimonies. You're gonna keep going through stuff if you're not learning your lesson.
That's true.
I felt like God kept hitting me harder and harder. Like it'd be a slap on the wrist the first time, but the more you don't understand the lesson that's supposed to be delivered, the harder it's gonna hit you every single time, because God want to put you on the right course. So I feel, I feel that a lot. But people be like, oh yeah, I can't believe this happened. Find a lesson, because I hate people be like, oh, this was pointless, or I wasted this time, or this was like, why did this happen? Everything happens for a reason. If you feel like it was just bullshit, then you need to dive deeper into the message that was supposed to be received there, because everything is a lesson. No, you didn't lose them. God removed them. I love.
Indeed. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it takes to reach greatness sometimes. You know, a big part of your journey will be based on what you use to nurture yourself. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be the person who, and I've told so many artists, there's so many artists that I know right now that got the bag for real, and they just ain't been nowhere. They ain't done nothing. And they're like, man, life is boring. I'm like, when's the last time you went to an amusement park? You got 10 bands to blow right now, but you ain't been to an amusement park ever? When's the last time you went to a national park? You been to Niagara Falls? You been to the Grand Canyon? Well, no, man, let's go to the club though. Like, it's like, bro, that's gonna kill you. Like, it's like the stuff that would really like make you like, oh man, I remember, like, you know, go see the Hollywood stars, you know, on the ground. Like,
Hell's
you know what I'm
Kitchen.
saying? Go out and see the world. Like, you know,
That's my biggest goal. I just want to travel and enjoy my life, because life, you're like, when you get stable, you can, like you said, some people who got it, but they're not doing that. Why? Why? Because that's the memories. That's the things that you can leave or take photos, enjoy your life. I can't wait to travel more and more. That's one of the reasons I like pushing as much as I do. One of the reasons why I try to bring people together, because I want all of us to be able to enjoy our lives, because hey, you get one of them. Stop just doing the same things that everybody's doing. Go do different stuff. Really find your hutch. Like, maybe you do like going to museums. Maybe you like me. People look at me weird. I like hiking.
Oh, man.
But if I never went, I would have discovered.
So you've been to Clifty? You been to Clifty Falls?
To be honest, I don't really know where I went. I've been going with my mother.
You've been to a bunch of places.
How far? Yeah, because usually we try to do 2 trails at each one, and then we've been traveling out. We're like, okay, we're going to this one 2 hours away. We drive there.
See, it's about 2 hours away. There's Clifty Falls and Turkey Run. I done been to both of those.
Turkey Run for sure.
Yeah, Turkey Run's dope. Yeah, me and wifey be going hiking. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, bro, I'm with all of that for real. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we can get together on some hikes, but it's like, yeah, bro, we got to get out there. We got to see some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like my uncle, he told me that years ago. He said, like this stuff, like now that you done seen it, he was like, now you can put this stuff in your music. He was like, that's why all of these artists' music be so hard body. He was like, because they be all of these different places absorbing all of these different vibrations. He was like, and that's just it. Like, that's what's like, this is how you learn. This is how you achieve. This is how you grow, is by seeing all of these things and being a part of all of these things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I definitely second that. You got to get out there. You got to see the world around you. Because also, one of the most toxic things that can happen to people these days is they'll sit here and they'll be like, everybody is this. Everybody's a snake. You ain't been farther than 30 minutes away from your crib. Everybody around there might be a snake, and y'all might be snaking each other, but I promise you, Tom and Phil that's over in Kentucky is not snakes. Like, they just chilling at the tailgate waiting for you to pull up so that they can turn up with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, whatever. Daquan and them out in New York, they over here busting the move on some cardboard out in the middle of the street. They are not snakes. They just out here to live life, Like, I think a lot of people, they'll develop these ideologies and perceptions that are based off of their present atmosphere that just aren't based on the whole world. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I understand you grew up in a rough neighborhood. The whole world isn't a rough neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know niggas that ain't been to Kings Island. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, niggas with real cheese ain't been to Kings Island, bro. Ain't been to Holiday World. Ain't been to nothing.
And when you get out, it'll better your craft too, especially for the creators out here. People wonder why they so stuck with their music. They like, oh, I make this hard stuff all the time. I keep dropping stuff. Wonder why they're not going nowhere. It's because you're not broadening your horizon. You're not going out there and getting more information. Because when you see more and you witness a lot more, now it could bring a lot more meaning to your craft and stuff. And then now you're standing out. Oh, I've started talking about artists. Yeah, I'm like, now you're standing out, because I hate seeing everybody just talk like you said. Everybody think it's this. So everybody want to rap about hard stuff. But my thing is, get out, make yourself stand out. Because when you do that, now you see the different side of life that you thought wasn't out there, but you wasn't looking. You was just stuck on, this is how things is. This is how it's gonna be.
Yeah. I agree. And that's like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, these are all things that can be changed, I think, primarily by, people like you and I making things like this where we just talk about it. You feel me? Let's just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring it up in a podcast. Let's have, I'm not even talking about no safe spaces. Let's just have spaces where we can just be open. You know what I'm saying? That's what creatives are anyway. We're the people who are like, yeah, feel however you want to feel. I'm going to express myself real quick. Let me express myself real quick. If you want to tune in, cool. If you don't want to tune in, okay. At the end of the day, I'm going to be real about it though. Yeah, I'm going to tell you how I feel, unapologetically, what I'm saying?
People look at you like your rules is, hey, it is what it is. People just be trying to fit in. Like,
yeah, it's like, bro, like what? Like, I remember when I first started putting the ears on, bro, people were like, bro, why in the world? Like, I kid you not. I was chilling at this kickback like maybe a year ago or something. This shawty, she a woman who likes women, you know what I'm saying? A tougher type, you know what I'm saying? She walks up on me and she's like, man, why are you wearing that stupid hat? I was wearing this hat, I swear. Why? And I'm the host here. She said, man, why you wearing that stupid hat? I was like, this hat's me. She was like, she said, I bet you get so many more bitches if you didn't wear that hat.
I don't want them.
I was like, yeah, I don't care about that. I was like, I care about being myself. Like, I don't, no bitches can fuck with me at this party. I would still be wearing this hat, like, cause I want to wear this hat.
See, I'll be walking out with robes and stuff. People like, why would you wear that outside? Because I want to.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what do you mean? Like, this is me.
Be us regardless.
Like, aren't you you? Like, let you be you and let me be me. Like, you feel me? I'm what they don't call societal norm. Like,
Amen.
You are the societal norm. I'm not like that, you know? I'm just different. I try to explain that to people. They be so confused, but it's like, bro, this is who we are, you know? We're creators, you know? So this is what we do, you know? So, man, thank you for coming out here, you know, and showing love to the podcast. I was definitely glad to have you on. Is there any last piece of advice that you have to give for the future creative?
Don't give up. There's a lot of things that might try to detour you. You might lose a lot of people. You might lose a lot of family. You might lose friends that you think that's friends. People might call you fake at certain times. Do what's best for you. It's just don't give up. Stay true to yourself. But the harder it is, the better it's going to be at the end. But don't tackle it alone. Make sure you pray. Make sure you give it up to God. You don't have to have every answer. That's my biggest thing there. You don't have to have every answer. People are always looking at things like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Start looking at things like, okay, it's like this, but what can I do? If it's a baby step, do that baby step, and you might have the next answer after that. So just keep striving and just pray that you're going to figure it out and know that you're going to figure it out, even if it's just a little bit. But you can always just do what you can, and it'll always work out. Because the only people that can bring it together and make sure things keep blossoming is yourself. So as soon as you got that doubt saying, I can't do it because of this, oh, I got a felony, I got this. Look at what you can do, then start there and keep moving. Because the biggest goal is just keep moving forward and forward.
Man, let them know. Yeah. Let them know. Let them know. Let them know, man. Let them know. I swear, man. Keep on going. It is about what you can't do. You know, but that's not the end. That's not the last thought. It's like, oh, I can't do this. That means that I can do. That was the first thing I had to figure out when, like, I got on probation. It was like, oh man, I can't smoke weed. It's like, well, I got a lot of extra money now. I got to put this to good use.
See, people look at everything as a downs. Oh, my life's over. No, have fun. Life is fun regardless, no matter what you do. Yeah, it might be a little different, but maybe it's for the best. But you never know if you don't take that chance. And that's what I don't feel like everybody gets so comfortable with staying with comfortability. Like, no, the most growth is when you're uncomfortable. So if it might be different, that don't mean it's not the correct way to go. Maybe it'll push you to a level that you never thought you might go. So don't count yourself out because something or someone else counted you out.
For real.
You got to be your biggest supporter.
You do, because there might not be any supporters. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing the first year that what's his name? Oh man, the first year there was this rapper. Man, he made a song with Drake and everything. They showed the year before him at Rolling Loud. And it was like, no, like, I mean, he was there, but there was like, I mean, maybe 30 people in the crowd. Like, nobody really knew him like that. And he was like, you know, I'm just glad to perform for y'all. And then the very next year, he's in Rio, and there's like 10,000 people in front of him. I was like, man, yeah, like,
he could have went home and cried.
For real. And he could have been like, man, like, I finally get to Rolling Loud, and I'm actually, like, nobody even showed up. But no, bro, like, that was just the start. He's like, okay, I'm going to make it now.
Telling you, I started in the basement. There's a lot of artists I would try to book out there, like trying to have an open mic, just trying to develop people. That's what, like, with the open mic, we record people. The main thing is just trying to have growth. But we started in a basement. You should have seen how many people who just, can't go there. That's not where I perform. This looks kind of sketchy. There's a lot of people. Yeah.
When you said the basement, I thought you meant the club called the basement.
No, literally a basement. We went in the garage and everything. So you could even think about how discouraged I was even trying to get people out when I'm just trying to build the community. So I was like, hey, don't discourage. You just keep pushing. I was like, okay, they won't come, but that's okay. Who will? who will. Keep reaching out, keep doing your thing. But hey, everybody starts somewhere. And if you look at your start like there's no way for you to get to the finish because the start is so low, don't you know the start is the start? Keep pushing and get where you need to go. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of discouraging things. A lot of things that you think there's no way you're gonna make it, but that's how you know you are gonna make it, because that's the devil telling you you're not gonna make it. And look at you, believe in it.
For real. For real. You know what I'm saying? If God be for us, who can be against us?
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So thank you again for coming out. I appreciate you. I'm glad we got to get this in. And I'm actually about to start rolling them out now. I was gonna wait until I got to 10. This is my 6th interview. So it's time to start rolling them out. The city needs to hear it.
I would love to come back out. Got a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, bro, I gotta have you back out. Definitely. There's a few people I feel like that about, man. I gotta have y'all back out. Definitely. We gotta start shooting these in 1080p, man. We be 100 gigs. We be an hour long. Like we be having serious conversations. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna
Maybe that big.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because it's like I be trying to not just let people get their own stories, but it's like, to get your whole story. And then if we ever go off on any type of tangent that we're talking about, in an hour, then each one of these videos, from each angle is going to be about 40 gigs, because I definitely go high definition as much as I can. But then it's like, I've been waiting to put the first podcast into the mixer just to see what happens, because I already know it's going to be like, my computer's going to be like disk full.
I appreciate all this. Like literally, I came in, I was like, very professional in the way. Oh, you want to show me? You walk me to the bathroom. We got coffee. Like I appreciate all of this. You're very passionate about how you go in, and you're not half-assing. I'm big on that. Whatever you do in life, don't never half-ass it. And this is dope. And we're gonna keep pushing it. I would love to, get the link. We're gonna keep sharing on all of them. I want to share them all so everybody can see. I don't know where you displaying them now. I want to put them on all platforms.
I appreciate it, bro. Hey, bro, we're powered by Numbers Media. That's why, it looks the way that it does. That's why everything is the way that it is. You feel me? Because I'm powered by Numbers Media. Andrew Hunt really has already, he's been doing this for so long. He's been putting together his own podcast, you know what I'm saying? He grandfathered me into this, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why, I'm even able to present myself like this. So, hey, give a hand clap for Numbers Media, you know what I'm saying? That's why it is the way that it is. And it's always going to be a blessing to be able to, as long as we work together. And like you said, continue to build conglomerates like this in the city. My main goal was to make a podcast respectable enough that I realized that when famous people come here, there's not a whole bunch of things that they can think of, like, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? Who do I need to tap in with? And I found that out when I did my Let's Take a Minute with Jesse Smollett. Like, I did that interview, and then after I did the interview with Jesse Smollett, I remember him before I did the interview with him, like, he did his premiere, and then he was about to go to his car, and he was like, so what's next? He was like, who do I need to tap in with? And I'm like, man, I was like, wait a second. There's no podcast that he can just go hop on right now. There's no, showcase, on that particular day, like that I can just call somebody up and have them go. So it's like, oh man, like they're used to being in places like LA. So it's like, oh, where was he going to go next? Oh, well, I know this exact club, these exact people. You can go ahead and hop on this real quick. And if we build that infrastructure, then they'll be able to, they'll come here more often, just to do whatever.
There's a lot prospering off now in the city. I just want everybody to stay in tune and support heavy, because there's not enough support going around these days. Support. And look, when you see these videos and everything, y'all ain't gonna want to do anything but support. So make sure y'all tuning in and let's just keep making sure people know that it's a lot going on in Naptown. Like you said, nothing to do, it's a lot to do, but we gonna create it.
That's facts, because we got all the materials now. Now people just need to step in the roles, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out Music is Forever podcast, man. Shout out, the Radford showcase, man. You know what I'm saying? Here on Rise and Royalty podcast, we rock with everybody. The greatest podcast in that 317. We out here.
Oh, wait, it wasn't like Hitler style, was it?